Hello everybody, today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret it. Let's start off with Arsenal. We're going to go back to our win, lose or draw. Robbie was 1 in front. I think, if he's feeling a bit miserable about the weekend off, he's expanded his lead. We'll go through that in a minute. But midweek fixtures, Arsenal not scoring again, 2 games, 1 point from 6. And you said last week that the title you think is going to go to Liverpool. What are you feeling about Arsenal at the moment? Because I know we spoke on Monday and you were saying you're very angry. I saw Piers Morgan this week trying to sort of say whoever's responsible for not getting a striker, and he was naming Arteta. I pretty much remember Arteta came out and did a statement at the start of Feb saying he was unhappy. So where are you now as an Arsenal fan? Are you frustrated? Champions League, do you fancy that?
Yeah, the Champions League without a front line. You know what I mean? I'm very frustrated as well. I think every Arsenal fan that I meet is so frustrated with what happened in January. And I said the other day after our game, straight maths, no strikers equal no goals. We dominated that game against Nottingham Forest, all over them the whole game, which is not an easy thing to do. They're a very good side. We absolutely dominated the game, but when it got down to the final third, we had nothing. Nuno Espirito Santo said that he knows Arsenal haven't got a striker, so he just flooded the midfield and made it really, really difficult for us because they were happy to just try and get a point. So if you've got no striker, and we've got no forward players really, apart from just Trossard, a 17-year-old kid in 1 year. He's going to be great, but he should really be coming on and making an impact really at this time in his career. Mikel Merino, who's not a striker, he's trying his hardest, but he's not a striker. And then a horribly off form Sterling. Somebody does have to take the blame because they knew that Sterling's been horribly off form since we got him on loan. So you're not going to be able to rely on him, right? And then, in January, we could have done something about it. Jesus is out for the rest of the season. Saka's out, long-term injury, probably not back at the very earliest till the end of April. Somebody there should have brought somebody in. And they made a decision in January that they can't see anybody. They're not bringing anybody in. That's fair enough if that's how you feel. But when it starts to go wrong now, you've got to take the blame. Somebody should be coming out and saying, you know what? We made a horrible mistake. At the very least, they should be coming out and saying that, because just leaving it up in the air like this, and Arteta's got to defend it every press conference. And you're right. I very much doubt it was solely down to him, because he was there in January saying we have to buy a forward player. And I've never heard him speak like that before.
No, it wasn't.
And listen, he takes some of the blame because in the summer he should have bought a striker and he didn't. But he was saying that he has to bring in reinforcements in January, and they didn't do it. And I'd love to know whose decision that was and the reasons why. And I think every fan would love to know that, because we're still, Nottingham Forest away. The away end's packed. We're still out there in our numbers. But it's really frustrating. It's like they just gave up on the league. How are you supposed to win a Champions League with the team that we've got at the moment? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think, look, we've sort of had it a little bit with Manchester United, and we should have done stuff in January. And you see, we're really short ourselves. But for Arsenal,
at least you bought someone.
Well, also for Arsenal, it's a striker, isn't it? It's a whole area of the pitch where you just haven't got somebody. And I always say football's quite simple. And I think owners and everybody else try and overcomplicate it and think they're going to get away with it. And like you say, there's all those Arsenal fans, and I think clubs are sort of I'm not saying it was always great anyway, but I think the way fans are treated, that there should be some more communication. You certainly get it in Germany. They have much more communication above the manager. And we were just talking about off air there, how this is the FA Cup, which we'll talk about in a moment. And they got rid of FA Cup replays because the demands on basically Premier League players. Man United had just announced at the end of the season they're off to the other side of the world to play a couple of lucrative friendlies, and you think you're taking the piss. Like, you actually are taking the piss. It's all about money. And I think Arsenal probably, I was out last night actually speaking to some Villa fans, and they were like, Ollie Watkins, I reckon if Arsenal had gone 65, 67, we might have done something. Our only issue was because Duran had gone, it was like, can we get a replacement in? But there's a price where you go, this is a really good deal. But Arsenal,
and there was other players, Mark.
Yeah.
There was other players. There's loan deals. There's because the other thing that they made a massive error is they should actually have been signing someone right at the start of the January transfer window. Because when you looked at Arsenal's fixtures in January, they had Manchester United in the FA Cup. That's never, even though United have not been on form, we know that United, when they're playing Arsenal, it's a different game. They step up to the plate. It's a different, right? That's going to be a tough game. So they knew that they had Newcastle over 2 legs, tough game. In the Carabao Cup semi-final, so a chance to go to a final. And they knew that they had Manchester United in the FA Cup right at the start of the window. They should have gone and got someone in as reinforcements, and they didn't do it, threw away both of those two. And then they still, after that, had a chance, right? Because Liverpool now started to falter a bit, couple of draws and that. We're starting to get within striking distance, and they did nothing. And to me, it's absolutely criminal, Mark. Criminal. And very unfair on the fans.
I'm looking at this in January. I mean, January transfer window's coming, like you say. It's open on the 1st of Jan. Saturday the 4th, you draw at Brighton 1-1 in the league. Obviously, you've mentioned the cup games against Newcastle and United. But then 18th of Jan at home, 2-2 with Arsenal. So there's 4 points dropped in the league. You're out the Carabao Cup and you're out the FA Cup. And Exactly. Yeah.
I'll tell you the other thing, Mark. Arsenal don't have a sporting director right now because Edu left. He left way before the January transfer window, so they have a sporting director, but they still haven't appointed anybody. So again, you just look on it and you think, absolute mess. Who was it doing the deals? Who was picking up the phone and trying to get deals done? There's some little inexperienced people that are not sporting directors and hold no influence. So again, it's a royal mess up. And somebody for me should come out and explain to the fans, because the fans have been right behind the team over the last season, over the last few years. Nobody can say Arsenal fans have been, you'll have a few fans really, but the vast majority of fans have been right behind this team. They have been starting to move towards challenging. And we were so close last year, and then we haven't done the business this year. And then to me, in January, they just put money over glory, right? And it's not to say, listen, you could go out there, you could get Ollie Watkins, you could get this, you could get that, and we still don't win the league because Liverpool have been brilliant, right? But at least you tried. But for me,
and you also get 4 months, don't you, for him to, settle in for next season.
What I saw was Arsenal, the people above just saying, nah, you know what? It's no point.
Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.